Well, Lee, it's really lovely to have you here. Of course, we met through Lara Harrison, PA Superstars,
Of course.
super introductor. So shout out to Lara. And of course, we've kind of networked for a bit now. And then, of course, I invited you onto the podcast, and it's really nice to have you here. So thanks so much for joining me.
No, thank you. Yes, thanks to Lara as well. She is the most connected
Oh,
person I've
she
ever
is.
come across. She
She
is.
really is. She really is. So tell us more about yourself. Kind of who are you and what it is that you do?
Yes, I'm Lee, as you mentioned. I am a financial advisor. So up in the Northwest, I live in Preston. Being a financial advisor, it depends if you include the training time. If you include the training time, it's coming up to 9 years. If not, probably
Mm,
specifically giving advice, 8 years.
8 years.
So
Okay.
that's what I do work-wise, yeah.
Yeah, because it's quite a process, isn't it, to become a financial advisor? It's not a short, quick course.
It is, yeah. A lot of exams. The exams never stop. It's continuous training on the go. I think it's one of those things when you're doing it, you're fully focused on it, and it is
Mm,
really tough. And you celebrate when you pass the exams,
mm,
and then you look back and you think, "Oh yeah, the exams. You just get them sorted." But I think it's important.
mm,
Anyone who starts out, or if you're with someone who's starting out, is to celebrate the exams because yeah,
mm.
they are very tough.
They're
They take a
tough.
lot of effort, but
Yeah,
they are, in my opinion, they're well worth
sure, sure.
it.
Yes, yes. Because I guess you've now had a career for 8 years. You've been doing this work. I know you network and you do great things with your clients. It's also a very regulated industry, so much unlike my work. But of course, from what I've understood from yourself and other FIAs and financial advisors about how regulated it is, the extent to which you cannot speak about things. So talk to me a bit about that, about advice and then also not giving advice.
Um, yeah, it is heavily regulated, and it needs to be. Sometimes, we'll joke about it is sometimes can be very difficult to get
Mm,
cases, pieces of advice through the compliance system, but it's
mm,
also important, you know.
mm,
As a financial advisor, we sometimes come up against people who are scared, if that's the right word. It's probably not the right word. Scared about getting advice because they remember or they
yeah,
know somebody who had advice back in the 80s, early 90s,
yeah,
when it really did feel like the wild west.
yeah,
A financial advisor could come into your house, sell you the dream, and
yeah,
nobody was checking that what they were saying was correct.
yeah,
I It's going back a few years ago now, but it was a referral. A chap had rung up and said, I need to sort my pensions out. That is probably what we get asked to do
yeah,
the most. I've got all these pensions.
yeah,
I'm in my 50s. I'm closer to retirement than I am to going on an 18 to 30s. I need to sort
mm,
my pensions out. And and this happens a lot, you go around, he's just got all his paperwork just on the dining room table. So you
mm,
look through it, and the paperwork was dating back to the sort of 80s. And
yeah,
the original illustrations had been handwritten by a financial advisor with
mm,
return rates that were more than double
mm,
that we're allowed to talk about now. And I
right,
just think
okay, yeah,
there's no there's no wonder this industry had to become so
yeah,
regulated
yeah,
because of how unregulated it used to be.
sure, sure, yeah, yep. And the amount of destruction, I suppose, because as you say, for older people today that were adults and whatnot in the 80s will remember the absolute chaos and potentially the absolute destruction as well back then, but also to lean out to financial advice today because the trust is lost, surely.
That's it. It's the confidence, isn't it? So if you got stung or know somebody got stung, then it's
Mm,
always, I hear a lot, oh, such and such a body. I know someone who lost a lot of money investing.
mm,
And then it's really difficult for me to kind of go, well, what kind of investing was it? Because there's invested
mm,
in, and I'm not going to go too detailed, invested in a diversified portfolio and then invested in one company. And if that one company goes bust, you lose all
mm,
your money. And there's
right.
sometimes it's about building confidence up
Yeah.
of the person that you're talking to.
Oh, totally. Completely. And we can get into that as well because I suppose one of the great things about a podcast like this is to build up that trust.
There you
Um,
go.
but I guess there's a lot to be said there already about those I'm saying older people, which might not be super fair, but people who were in the 80s, the Wild West times.
Yeah,
And it's certainly the case. And I come across it all the time in my work when I've got a bigger multi-generational family who have assets. And it's really difficult to get the buy-in because people who were around in the Wild West times will have been stung so many times, like they don't trust anybody.
yeah.
Again, very understandable. Um, so, how will you build trust with your clients? Because I suppose, and this is one thing I keep telling myself I'm so mindful of, is it's not possible to simply go on YouTube and watch a video and get advice. Or I ask you and you tell me, Lily, I can't comment on that. So,
Yeah.
touch on that for
Um,
me.
how do we build confidence? It's a series of meetings. So I will always at the start of the first meeting, or when I somebody has got my number because a friend of a friend has recommended me, or whatever that is, I will always start by saying, "Listen, at this first meeting, nothing is going to happen. You're not making
Mm,
any decisions. I'm not going to give you any advice. We're just going to
yeah,
get an understanding."
yeah,
That first meeting, sometimes it can last 2.5 hours.
I bet.
Then we go away and we come back
Mm,
and go through the next stage and building confidence just gradually.
mm.
And very, very, very rarely will the
Mm,
advice be, "Oh, Mr. Client, you've got this big pot of money that you want to do something with. We'll take it all. We'll start
okay.
small. Right, let's
Mm,
start here. Let's build your confidence. Step one,
mm,
let's do your ISAs or something like I'm making a scenario up. So
okay.
almost start gradually and just build on that
Yeah.
because that
Mm,
builds that person's, the client's confidence in me, but also the
mm,
confidence in investing. Because sometimes
mm.
the
Yeah.
confidence isn't as much, do I trust this person sat in front of me? It's, do I
Yeah.
trust the markets? Do I trust
Yeah. The
this to
process.
happen? The
Yeah.
process, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. But for people listening who have had relationships with financial advisors and probably have a financial advisor right now and they've been burnt, what's your message to them?
Well, it depends if they've been. It depends when we say been burned. What does that mean?
Mm,
So it's always getting an
mm,
understanding when someone says, "Oh, this has happened."
mm,
How did it happen? What happened?
mm.
I mean, if you're with a
Okay.
financial advisor and you feel as though that financial advisor has burnt you,
Yeah.
then is that relationship still there, or are
Yeah.
we? Is the relationship being burnt? I don't know. We need a little bit more meat on that bone as to if they've been
Sure.
burnt. What does that actually look like?
What does that
What does
mean?
that mean?
Sure.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Okay, sure. Because I'm guessing it's burnt from the relationship with the financial advisor, but also been burnt by the markets, which is certainly
Yeah.
different to that individual.
Yeah, again, we go back. We have to be careful because obviously we can't give any advice on this call. But when people
Hmm.
say, "Oh, I lost money in the market," if we're investing properly,
Hmm.
you only lose money if you invest money, something
Hmm.
happens in the world, and the market goes down, and then you take your money out.
Okay.
If you leave your money invested and the
Mm.
markets go back up, then the money
Money.
the value goes back up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. But I guess there's still a lot to be said about the relationship with the financial advisor. Even though I guess it all gets so murky, you'll be aware of the scenario with Rihanna who sued her accountant or her FIA and claimed that it was the individual when it was the markets, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Do you know the
The
story?
little vaguely stories like that pop up all the time, and again,
Okay.
it's headlines, isn't it? It's clickbait
Mm,
headlines. When you look into it, you'd have to see what's underneath
mm,
that. And again, we're talking about America. There
mm.
is very different to the UK.
Okay.
Um, so I don't, on that specific, I don't
Okay.
know. But
Sure.
these stories pop up all the time. There's quite often
Mm.
footballers get hung up on it,
Yeah.
and the headline is, "Oh, the such and such a body took the money," or whatever the headline is. But when you
Mm.
actually read into the article, they were investing in offshore wind farms in Antarctica, and like they were
Oh.
chasing something. Oh, I'll try and double
Mm.
my money in 12 months. Oh, I've lost it. Oh, what a
Okay.
shock
Yeah.
that is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair. Because I don't know enough about good investments or bad investments. To me, this is really interesting to hear. But
Right.
it sounds as though you go, well, duh, that wasn't a good idea. But to me, I'm like, oh, Wind farms. That sounds great.
That is a made up example. I'm not
Okay.
do not think that I'm suggesting that wind farms are not a good
Okay.
investment. It is just
Okay.
hypothetical.
Okay.
But yeah, so again, there's not really anything I do that you can't do yourself. Does
Okay.
that make sense? So
Okay.
everything I do, you can read about and do yourself. But
Mm.
I'm a really strong believer in kind of stick to your own lanes. You can't be an expert in absolutely
Mm.
everything. There's a reason why personal trainers exist, diet
Mm. Mm.
nutritionists exist, all these different
Mm.
things.
Yeah.
In theory,
Yeah.
um, you get a sore tooth, you could do your own filling. You're not going to do that. You're going to leave an
No.
expert to do that, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm constantly reading the markets when there's developments in the
Mm.
government legislation that's changing. My job is to understand that, interpret
Mm.
that, because two clients have very different circumstances.
Yeah.
So changes
Mm.
in the markets, changes in legislation can
Yeah.
affect two different people
Yeah.
significantly. That's my
Absolutely.
job is to get a
Mm.
grasp of that and explain that
Mm.
in a simple terms,
Mm.
understandable terms to clients
Yeah.
that possibly can.
Yeah. No, totally. I totally see the value in that. Because I'm one of those people that needs a financial advisor. Like I'd be lost
Yeah.
without one. Um, totally. But you say there about two different people, two different kind of sets of advice. Surely this is one of the many reasons why it's such a regulated industry because blanket, I don't know, YouTube videos about put your money here, there, and everywhere is not effective because of how bespoke things are.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There was the FCA have tightened up, shall we say. You go on Instagram, and because I read, you know how if you Google something, it all of a sudden adverts
No.
for it pops up. So obviously, I read a lot of stuff in the finance and investment area. So on
Mm,
my Instagram feed, quite often videos pop up.
yeah.
The FCA has tightened up on that because it's quite easily for someone who's not a regulated financial advisor to
Mm,
just say to people, you don't need a financial advisor, just invest in the S&P
mm,
500. Well,
yeah.
investing in the S&P 500 was
Mm,
fantastic for 3 years. It was the strongest market around. The
okay.
last 12 months has not been that strong
Mm,
for it. Those people,
okay.
if you'd have listened to that and thought, I don't need a
Mm,
financial advisor, I'll just listen to this Instagram or a YouTube
mm,
video, and
mm-hmm.
then the year where that market goes down but others go up, you've
Yeah.
got no one to question. Go, oh, you told me to invest in
Yeah.
America. My
Okay.
money's just gone down. Well, that
Yeah.
person's long gone. Whereas my
Okay.
job
Yeah.
is to hold a client's hand or make changes to
Yeah.
investments and
Yeah.
deal with individual circumstances.
Yeah. Individual circumstances, totally. So, speaking to couples and families who have assets together and enterprises and probably specifically businesses, as people listening now, again, I'm not sure if you can answer this question. I'm,
Go
I'm
on.
always teetering on the line, but is there any message to them about their finances? And totally tell me if this is the whole point and actually
Yeah. So
comment.
again, it's the whole point of having a financial advisor because
Mm.
again, let's make up a generic scenario. Two brothers run it. No, let's not. Let's go brother and sister.
Okay.
Brother and sister run a business. Well, their business goal might be the
Mm.
exact same.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Their
Yeah.
goal in business might be the exact same, but their
Mm.
family, their personal situations might be very
Yeah.
different. One might be thinking, I'm selling up in 5 years, I want to sell out, or the other
Yeah.
one's thinking of expansion. Well, their
Mm-hmm.
personal circumstances are very, very different. So they
Mm.
need very, very different
Yeah.
personal finance advice. The
Yeah.
business advice might be the same,
Sure.
but personal
Sure.
circumstances, it's one of the first questions I'll ask
Mm.
in initial meetings with clients, but then at
Mm.
annual reviews is what's it
Mm-hmm.
all for? What are we
Yeah.
doing this for?
Yeah. Right.
Because I can go and talk generically about investments
Yeah.
and generically about different tax wrappers, but
Yeah.
what's the end goal? What are we
Yeah.
doing it for?
Sure.
That's the driver of every piece of advice I try and give.
Totally. And surely people don't always know the answer to that question. Like, what's it all for?
No, no, very rarely do people have the answer to that.
Really?
But yeah, very rarely. It's a
Mm.
process. So we'll go.
Okay.
Sometimes, depending where the referrals come from, their
Mm.
objective might be to save tax this year.
Okay.
Brilliant. We could talk about that.
Mm.
But
Okay.
then maybe we start building. Maybe I'll give them
Yeah.
some little snippets, some food for thought. And then the
Mm.
next meeting, they've gone, actually, Lee, I've been
Yeah.
thinking about that. It's this.
Mm.
And we use software, so that like cash flow modeling software.
Mm.
And we'll set that up right at the beginning of a relationship with clients, but then
Mm-hmm.
we build on that every year.
Yeah.
So like, right, a year goes by and you think, oh, nothing's really happened. But then
Mm.
when you get into the nitty gritty, well, oh,
Mm.
we paid the mortgage off this year, or we remortgaged and bought a bigger house. How does that affect the plan, and where does that
Yeah.
put us on track to
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Totally.
achieve? Yeah,
Oh, totally. But take me back to people that won't know what they want.
yeah,
Because I suppose your role is to then help them there. But sometimes I feel like I have this easy because I have years of experience of being a therapist and a coach. That's my bread and butter. So how will you tackle that? What tell me?
if they don't know what they want,
Yeah,
um, I think bit tongue in cheek, bit of an easy answer. Let's build this pot as big as possible then.
yeah,
Because what money does down the line, money doesn't bring you happiness. What it does, it makes decisions really easy.
mm, mm,
So
mm,
if, and again, employed or running a business, if you have
mm,
the final assets behind you,
yeah,
especially in later life,
yeah,
then all of a sudden the decisions you're making are not
yeah,
financial decisions. They're just
mm,
the amount of people that we do retirement planning. So we'll sit down, right? I'm thinking of retiring.
yeah,
Brilliant. Let's build the assets. Right. You have this
yeah,
pot of money. You
yeah.
have enough money to retire. You're never
Okay.
going to run out of money, or it's very unlikely you're going to run out of money, or whatever that looks like.
Mm,
Retire. That first 12 months, the next meeting, the next annual review is really
mm,
important. Are we drawing too much money? Are you not taking
mm,
enough, etc.? The amount of times at that
mm,
first annual planning meeting after somebody is retired, we'll sit down and Mr. Mrs. Client, how's your first year of retirement been? Oh,
yeah,
Leigh, I went out, I worked part time. I got a part time job because I
yeah,
was just bored.
yeah.
Now,
Okay.
that decision to go and do that isn't a financial decision. It's
Yeah,
because we
yeah,
don't necessarily always work. We don't
yeah,
necessarily always run businesses for the financial reward. There's something else as humans that,
yeah.
especially entrepreneurs, have
Mm,
is
mm,
it's just what I like doing.
yeah, yeah, totally. It brings such a smile to my face, honestly, hearing you say it, because that completely resonates with me. And I hear so many of my clients in this story, particularly founders of any age. But I guess I do think of an older person who has got a lot of money that will be hanging around the office relentlessly,
Yeah.
or they've started another business. Like,
Yes.
and yeah, you're right. It's so not about the money. Like, does not drive it at all. Um,
It keeps you physically and mentally engaged.
mm,
You
mm,
know what are we retiring from, and what are we retiring to?
mm, mm.
The two very important questions to ask.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for yourself, when your clients might not have clarity on this, the kind of general support is let's build money pots as big as we can. That would be.
Yeah, the you can usually through conversation like, well, what is it? Are we building? What are we
Mm,
building? Oh, it's inheritance.
mm,
Or and sometimes are we
mm,
thinking you're going to spend the money in your lifetime, or is it for children, grandchildren, local
mm,
charities, things like
mm-hmm.
that? Or
Yeah.
yeah, when if someone says early on, oh, I don't know what it's all for, usually there's something through
Yeah.
conversation you can go, well,
Yeah.
what's important to you?
Yeah.
What? Yeah,
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it's probing questions, isn't it?
of course it is.
I feel like every service provider is more of a coach than they realize with those questions. Like, let's get you from A to B. To me, that's coaching, like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
actions through questions. Um,
It's funny you say that. I did it winter. So on a personal level, I play a lot of golf. So summers, I do like to play golf. Whereas in winter, I play at the weekend. That's it. Maybe once a week. If the weather's bad, I don't even play them. So
mm,
in the other thing, in December, we go very quiet with clients because nobody wants to talk about pensions 2 weeks before Christmas.
yeah, sure,
So in the first couple of years, it was obviously a bit like, oh, I've got nothing to do. And then you start thinking, well, this is normal. If we plan for it, it's better.
sure.
So quite often I will do an extra exam. So I'm working towards getting chartered. So I might pick an
Mm,
exam and do that. This year
okay.
I did a coaching
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
It was quite, I think it was about 10-week course, all
yeah.
about coaching. And
Mm.
it was virtual, it was online, but say there was 8 of us, 10 of us on this course. The
Mm.
majority were going to be coaches of
Mm.
various things,
Yeah.
and I was the only financial advisor on the course.
Yeah.
But it's just like you say, it's about that understanding. When
Mm.
if you ask a question and the answer's I don't know,
Mm. Mm.
usually there is something there.
Oh,
You just
totally.
haven't asked properly yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Totally.
an awful, if an awful part of my role, of my job, as my relationship, is
Mm.
listening, listening,
Yeah.
listening, understand.
Totally. Totally. I'm not surprised at all. Totally. I feel like us business owners and everybody who listens right now, but particularly service providers, like, yeah, we are listeners.
Yeah.
Like, we literally couldn't do our job. Like, it would just be nil. Like, we'd be out of business within moments. Like, completely.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the life. Was it life coaching?
I can't.
You don't
Yeah, I
even
think
know.
I don't even know. It was a charity set. I got recommended by another financial advisor.
Hmm.
Um, it was Mo coaching
Okay.
online. It was I'd highly recommend it. And then
Yeah.
they give obviously there's books and things. So last year I set myself a challenge
Mm.
of reading a book a month. Some were just like fun books and some were like education. And I read a couple of coaching books last year and that was yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good.
Nice.
Did really enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Do you call yourself a coach or you're a
No,
financial advisor with
financial advisor. No, it's just
yeah.
I just wanted to strengthen that side
Mm.
of me really.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Fab. You know what? I don't often shout about this, but I'm a supervisor with the coaching academy.
All right.
And I talk to the students a lot about literally supervising them through their diplomas to be
Yeah.
life coaches or specialisms. And I often say, like, coaching is a skill. Like it's not necessarily a job, and you use those skills to then implement to something else. Um,
Oh yeah.
Big time. So I'm not surprised at all that you learn your coaching skills as a part of your role as a financial advisor and might not call yourself coach.
No,
Um,
no. It's
yeah,
just a different skill set, isn't it? So as
exactly.
well as the compliance side and the tax of pensions and the tax of
Yeah.
bonds and things like that, yeah, let's go and build
Mm.
up better questioning.
Yeah.
Because to go back to
Mm.
what we were originally talking about, if somebody
Mm.
says, what are we doing it for? I don't know. That's on me. I
Mm.
haven't asked the right question yet.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Lee, you sound like a great coach to me.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I'll
totally.
tell
Well,
you what
we're
I did
getting on
learn.
good,
This is
Lee.
off. Yeah, this is off piece. The merits, the strength of silence, like get comfortable in silence, like
Mm.
asking a
Mm.
question and then just not saying anything. And it's
Okay.
amazing how someone's first answer might be, I don't know,
Mm.
stay silent,
Okay.
and 10 seconds later,
Yeah.
they'll just start talking.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
such a strong
Yeah.
tool to
Yeah.
have in any conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
Obviously, don't make it awkward, but
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
silence.
Yeah, silence. Silence is a good one, isn't it? Because I think speaking about the relationship, I wonder if a part of those 10-second silence, what's actually going through the client's head is, oh no, Lily or Lee is not going to jump in and tell me what to do. So
Yeah.
let me get to work.
Let me get to work thinking about what he means.
Yeah, yeah. But that's ace though. And genuinely, I really enjoy what you say about yourself being responsible almost to ask the right question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need me to tell you that I think that's the sign of a really nice coach.
Oh, there you go.
Um, you know, before earlier you mentioned a scenario when you've got a brother and a sister
Oh, yeah.
with two different, very different personal financial goals. How common? When it comes to the business, tell me what you would do there and how would you slot in kind of working with the business if this is something that you do, and I think it is.
Yeah, yeah. No, of course it is. Again, it's a very generic question that. So it's
Okay.
right. Okay. So what do you want from the business?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we thinking? So I have many business owner clients. Some of those business owner clients
Mm-hmm.
fully understand that they don't have a business at the end that's going to be a saleable asset. because
Okay.
quite
Yeah,
often, not always, quite often, a business is only a saleable asset if it continues without you in it. That's
true.
a saleable business. Well,
Totally.
they understand that this business is me,
Mm,
so we use that business to build up assets elsewhere. That's
mm,
one scenario.
yeah.
Or we can build a business into a saleable asset. We work really closely with accountants, so this is a really good place for us to have some synergy with
Yeah.
accountants. Really
Mm-hmm.
try and stay in my own lane with that. So I don't give accountancy
Yeah.
um, advice. It's very much the final. But quite often we'll have joint meetings with the accountant and
Yeah.
myself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, what is the business doing? So yeah,
Mm,
along the way, we can
mm,
be reducing tax, extracting funds from the business,
yeah.
but there might be a sale at the end of it.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
And we can get experts in to look at that. But yeah, and
Yeah.
again, it my job, I never go into a meeting thinking I'm going to tell them this, this, and this.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of it is just understand them, understand the
Mm,
business. What do they want
mm,
out of it? What? So
yeah.
the clients will drive the conversation. My job is just to get the poignant information
Okay. Yeah.
and give financial advice on the back of it.
Yeah. Ace. Ace. And I'm understanding that in you for your specific role, it's not multidisciplinary in the sense that you're working partnership with accountants and other folks like that, but you won't kind of come in at any intersection of I don't know, sibling dynamics plus business. Because I suppose in the example that you gave, to me, that would make me think, oh yeah, how is the business managing if you've got two people that want two very different things for their business?
Um, I'm not sure I understand the question. Let me
Okay,
answer what I think you've asked and tell me if
sure,
I've got it right.
perfect. Okay,
It's two different things. So the business is a client, and then the two people are clients. So
okay.
they might have different ideas of the business and where they want the business to
Mm.
go. If I'm
Mm.
being honest, that's got nothing to do with me. So if
Okay.
one person's thinking, "Oh, I want out in
Mm.
2 years," and the other person is thinking,
Yeah.
"Expand,"
Yeah.
again, stay in your own lane. That's not
Mm.
really a me thing.
Okay.
You
That
guys
sounds.
kind
It
of
sounds
need,
like a me thing.
yeah, maybe, yeah, refer them back to you.
Okay.
Um, but if they're saying, well, yeah, the business is profitable, X, Y, and
Yeah.
Z, we need to extract money, brilliant. I can
Mm.
absolutely help with that.
Okay.
Now the money's been extracted. What is it that you're looking to do with this? And what is it you're looking to do with this? So then we
Yeah.
can, once the money's out of the business, or even we do business
Okay.
investments as well, just to be clear on that.
Okay.
Once the money's out, what are we doing it for?
Mm.
Or, right, yeah, we've got the business, it's doing this. We
Mm.
want this money that we've got sat in an account to be
Yeah.
working harder, but we don't want to get it out of the business in case we need it in the future.
Okay.
Again, my job is just to be a sponge. What is it you want?
Mm.
Blue sky thinking, what do you want?
Uh-huh.
And then I'll come in and go, right, well, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, and
Mm.
we'll talk
Okay.
options. And
Okay.
I always give my advice. So I'm not just
Yeah.
going to go, well, you could do this, you could do this. I go,
Mm.
these are your two options.
Yeah.
It's my advice that we do this.
Okay. Perfect. Got you. Sounds like a partnership in that sense.
Very much.
But as I'm understanding, there's a lot you won't touch, which I feel like is very fair and very ethical to know your limits. And you know somebody like me
Yeah.
who is, yeah, unique and willing to
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
in there. Because
I think if you know what you can't do and
yeah.
have the confidence to say I can't do it, rather than trying to
Mm.
fumble through it and give
Yeah.
wrong advice or not
Oh,
correct
totally.
advice, or like it's a
Totally.
really powerful tool to go, listen, that's not
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
my
Me.
expertise.
Yeah.
Let's
Totally.
yeah.
Totally. Yeah, completely. And it's why, I guess, why we network, why we even know each other, and
Yeah.
why we have conversations like this. Completely. You mentioned about dynamics there, which of
Yeah.
course is probably one of my favorite things to talk about as a geek, as you could probably imagine.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned about how you would see your couple or your family as separate from the business.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I think I do the exact same thing in that scenario. I kind of break it down individuals, couples and families, and then the business um, separately, but then all together combined as well as almost like a little ecosystem. And I'd see, because I have clients that will come to me as individuals and then will come to me as couples and families
Yeah.
and then family businesses. So separating the three out or merging all at once. But it's always at the intersection of it all for my work. Yeah, but I'm understanding. Yeah, it's. I think it's wonderful. I
It
love this
is,
kind of stuff.
yeah. And everything's so different. Like, say, the meeting I have in the morning, yes, it's all financial advice, but they can be
Mm.
so different. Each individual
Mm-hmm.
meeting can be
Yeah,
so different, and that's
yeah,
what I love. Because before I did this, I was employed
yeah.
at a job,
Okay.
and it was a big step to go out and do this.
Mm.
But the fact of, I mean, genuinely, I absolutely love it, but I enjoy how different it is.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah, it keeps us on our toes for sure when you're working with people. Particularly, I guess, coaching, for like a lack of a better word, being the thing that you and I have in common. When it might be the same kind of route,
Yeah,
same A to B potentially, different people, so therefore like whole new experience every time.
yeah, definitely.
Um, yes. One question that's
Go on.
always coming up, particularly these days, you probably guess where this is going, but about AI.
Yes,
So
it's
tell me your
starting to
take on it.
pop up. Yeah, it's starting to pop up a lot more.
Mm,
Um, so we use a very small amount of AI at the business in the practice, and
okay.
it's a note taking tool. So it's saved us time on
Mm,
note taking and getting information up to date. But in terms of AI giving financial advice,
yes.
it's a funny one. AI, I am a fan of it, but in my
Okay.
opinion, and again only my opinion, AI will two things. AI will sometimes you only get out of it what you put in.
Mm, mm,
And it sometimes it only does like 80% of it. So for instance, it's going back a while. I won't give any specific information, but
sure.
I had a referral, and this chap had a very specific idea of what he wanted as an end goal, and he'd put his circumstances into AI, and it spat out an answer,
Mm,
and then came to me to say, "This is what I want. I've told AI this, and this is what it's
yeah.
told me to do."
Give me this.
And in theory, what it had spat
Mm,
out, you're like, "Well, that is a fact. That is a fact." But in
yeah.
your scenario, it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes it can be a little bit
Mm,
challenging because they've AI'd it, and AI will give this answer, and it's like, well, yeah, in
mm,
theory that's right, but
mm,
because of X, Y, and Z, you can't do that.
mm.
And I'm being very vague because I have to be very vague with,
Sure.
um,
Sure.
but actually, because of your scenario, you can't do that.
Yeah.
The other really important thing that I always come back to with AI, and I don't think, I think it might be a generational thing. So, like maybe the kids coming up now, this might
Mm,
change,
okay.
but after health and family,
Mm,
quite often I
mm,
look after that person's biggest asset, certainly quite often the biggest
mm,
financial asset.
mm-hmm.
And to get to that point, we may have spent 6 hours together. They've been at the office, I've been around at the house, we've had cups of teas, had biscuits,
Mm,
spoken about loads of things,
mm,
to then pull the trigger, to press the button. So
mm.
you put your circumstances into a computer
Okay.
and the AI has said, do this, to press the button and transfer all your money to this robot. Does that happen in our generation? I don't know the answer to that, but
Ye-
to look at someone in the eyes and go, yes, I trust this person,
Yeah.
I'll transfer X over to you. And
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know. At some point,
mm,
there might be an overlap where people go, yeah, I am just
mm.
going to go on AI. Bang, there's my life savings to this bot that's online.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, that's a big, there's a theory of going, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
And then to actually pulling the trigger and handing over your money to a robot
Yeah. Big
potentially is
difference.
is is a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah. Totally. Totally. I agree with you. And it might be generational. Because certainly for myself, I go like, yikes, there was a big jump there.
Yeah,
And as I feel is one big takeaway from our conversation today about how tailor-made and bespoke all this stuff is.
yeah. The other thing as well,
Mm.
just on that, sorry.
Yeah.
Um, Again, you can do it all yourself. AI can do it, or you can have a financial advisor.
Mm.
You only know if
Mm.
you've made a mistake. Now, you're not necessarily going to make a mistake. You only know if you've made a mistake with the wrong tax
Mm.
wrapper, withdrawing money from the wrong pot, investing in the wrong thing. You only
Mm.
find that out in 20 years, in 30 years, when
Wow.
you come to take that money out, or whatever the
Mm.
end goal is. So I just think
Okay.
And again, this comes back right at the beginning. I said, as the government changed legislation,
Yeah.
my job is to every year interpret that and how does that affect you
Mm.
specifically?
Yeah.
AI is not doing that for you.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Totally. Because as you say, it will take more than 6 hours of having a conversation. And actually, the teas and biscuits are actually very important. They're playing a
Yeah,
key role.
they are, and building that relationship and trust.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
just get trust by drinking brews and eating biscuits, but
Sure,
I know
sure.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So maybe if one day Claude can have a tea with me and
there you go. Send a
see
robot
my
round.
body language and stuff, then maybe we're onto something.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe. But
yeah,
it's speeding up a lot of admin roles. Yeah,
sure,
a lot of industries are using and implementing,
sure.
and it's only getting bigger, quicker,
Yeah,
faster, cleverer, if that's even a word, more
yeah,
intelligent.
sure.
So who knows? And, just to bring that all back to investing, when
Mm,
we are investing, what we're doing, we're investing in the future. So as people are investing, we're investing that AI
mm.
carries on going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, we need it to grow, and it will grow.
sure.
But there's certain jobs that it's never overtaking. It's never going to anything with your hands. It's not overtaking, is it?
Mm, yeah, yes. Even though,
Some.
yeah, you do think that,
Yeah, I'm thinking as I was saying it, I was thinking
yeah,
actually, yeah, they can do that. It can do that.
mm,
Yeah. The
yeah,
Amazon warehouses, for instance.
yeah, totally, totally. It's interesting. I think AI, I think similar to yourself, I lean into it personally, but
Yeah.
there's definitely some things like I don't talk to it about or trust it with, or like I wouldn't give it life savings or let it cut my hair.
Yeah. But yes. I
Like,
always say thank you. Whenever I use it, I'll always end it with thank you, just in
yeah.
case. I've
Oh,
seen
just in case.
Terminator.
Sure, sure.
I
Sure. Where did this conversation go?
have no idea. What's the question?
Sure, sure. But on that note, I do think we probably go full circle about
Yeah.
the tailor-made relationship that's involved there.
Definitely, yeah. I
Yeah.
think people appreciate that as well. Sometimes
Oh,
at review meetings they are short and sweet because all the legwork has already been done.
mm,
They know that if something's going to change, I'm going to be telling them, listen, this has
yeah,
changed. We need to do X, Y, and Z.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, all advice
yeah.
should be tailor made to that
Yeah,
person.
yeah, totally, totally. I remember maybe last comment from me, one thing that you said to me that I've actually taken away in a time that we met a while
All right.
back was I asked you like what would be your advice to find a financial advisor? Like how
Yes,
do we do this? And what you said to me was if you like this person or not, like that is,
it's huge, isn't it? Yeah. If we assume that all financial advisors have the same
mm,
same skill set, and they've all got their
sure.
appropriate exams, then the
Yeah,
rest of it is, do you like this person?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
someone's investment time horizon, someone's time with a financial advisor is not
Mm, mm,
between now and retirement. It's between now
mm.
and the day you run out of money,
Yeah,
the day you die, or the day that financial advisor leaves. So
yeah,
some of these relationships are 30, 40, 50 years.
yeah,
You've
yeah,
got to like somebody if you're going to
yeah,
spend 40, 50 years. All right, it might be
yeah.
once a year, but
Sure.
deep down, you have to
Yeah.
like that person.
Oh, totally. Totally. And like not only the length of the relationship, but it's pretty deep because
Very deep, isn't it?
because I mean I of course won't and can't put words in your mouth, but surely there'll be conversations of, for example, a married couple or somebody who is married, and then one of them will tell you actually financially in the future, I don't plan to be married anymore, but
Right.
my partner isn't aware of that. So just
Yeah.
FYI, and like
There's a
this type of
lot
thing
of
comes up.
there's a lot of people, especially in the UK, people are very closed off with money and
Mm,
finances, whereas
mm,
they're really open with me about that and a lot of other things.
yeah,
So yeah, the relationship is a very, very deep and
yeah,
personal one.
the depth of it. Yeah, sure. I do sometimes feel that knowing that we are there to help and that we're open to that conversation is.
Yeah,
does a lot of the heavy lifting because I'm
it
certainly
does.
open to it, and I know you are as well. Like
Yeah,
the
definitely.
long term and the depth. Yes. Anyway, we could
There we
totally
go.
keep talking,
We
couldn't
could,
we?
yeah, yeah. I just go off on a tangent, talk
Yeah.
about nothing.
Sure. But last question from me.
Go
Where
on.
can people find you?
Yes, so I'm not sure um where your clients are, people watching this. So
Yeah.
I'm up in the northwest in Preston. We have an office in Shadsworth. The company is Nori Financial.
Yeah.
Yeah, website, online, the normal places
Sure.
that you would. Yeah, I don't think we're not giving URLs out anymore, are we? But yeah,
Sure.
Nori
I
Financial
do.
spent. I do, dear. Nori. A fun little tidbit for anyone who the company is named after Accrington Brick.
Okay.
And if you don't know, I'll give you the really, really short version
Go
of this.
on.
It's all online. So,
Hmm.
Accrington Brick, anybody who is like gas engineers or things like that, hate Accrington Brick. It's the red brick. So, like Blackpool Tower
Okay.
foundations made out of Accrington Brick,
Okay.
Empire State Building foundations,
Yeah.
Accrington Brick.
Hmm.
Years and years and years ago. So, it's the bricks that are kind of the inverted triangle. Well, that's
Oh
how they
yeah.
used to be. And they're always known as strong as iron.
Oh.
And they went to stamp the inside of the bricks with iron and put the
Hmm.
letters in the wrong way around. It came out as Norai, and it's been known as Aki
Okay.
Norai ever since. So it's just a nod to a local
Okay.
heritage, really. So Norai Financial, Nori.
Okay. Nori Financial.
There
Did
you
not
go.
know that about the bricks.
All right, there you go. There you go. It's a
Hmm.
great story to tell people, or if the quite often if they look very local, they'll go, "Oh, Norai, a bit like the bricks." You're like, "Yes, just
Oh.
like the bricks."
Yeah, sure. Can you tell I'm not local to the Northwest?
A
Just
little
didn't
bit.
know
No,
anything.
to be fair, if you I didn't know the story until I was told it,
Sure.
but
Just
the
like
people that
any
know
story.
it, and if not, it's
Yeah.
a great story. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a good story. But you do work online, don't you? Like your
Yeah,
clients are out
yeah,
there, so all people.
absolutely. All people. Again, the vast majority, because it is a face-to-face relationship, but I do have
Mm.
clients, I've got a client
Mm.
up in Aberdeen, someone in Norwich. So it
Hmm.
is all over because of Zoom.
Yeah,
Again, technology, it does help.
totally. Yeah, totally. Totally does. Well, people now know more about you and financial advice
Brilliant.
and what they can do and can't do, and the same for you, and now where they can reach out. So it's been lovely to have you.
Yeah. No,
I'm
you
so
too, Lily.
glad. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.